Hello everyone, and welcome to this second introduction to solid modeling in Autocad 2019. So today we will go into more detail with solid modeling and solid editing as we did in the previous video. So if you open up the previous drawings that we did, what we're going to do now, I'm going to create a copy of my drawings and place it just above the original. So once you've got your copy, we can start by creating our parts. So I'll click here so we can view everything isometric. Alternatively, you can also type in viewports, create two viewports if you're more comfortable with that. One with your top view, another one with your isometric view. I personally think that a single viewport is fine for this task. So let's start with something simple. Let's say that I want to create dishwasher. I'll type in extrude. I'll actually go make sure that you're on 3D modeling and go on home and go on extrude or press pull. So okay, I'll show you the difference. Extruding only allows me to extrude the whole shape. I'll go on my view tab and change it to conceptual so you can see better. So if I want to use the extrude command, I can only either extrude these or either extrude these or both. So let's say I can always extrude both by 2 mil, as drawing says. And I've got two solids, solid number 1 and solid number 2. If I delete this solid, I still have that issue there. So I'll use Control Z to undo. So what do I do to get the holder? I can always use you have 3 tools here, solid union, solid subtract, or intersect. So you can use solid subtract, click there, select object that you want to keep, press enter, select object that you want to remove, press enter, job done. There is an alternative way of doing it. In order to skip this step, I'll go back. You can always use the press pull command. It sometimes struggles to recognize areas, that's why you can always use the other alternative instead. So you can select the whole area, extrude it by 2 mil, press enter, and that does the job. So let's go into the next one. Another easy one to create, our pin. Let's use the extrude command, ext, press enter, press enter again. Let's extrude it by 20 mil, type in 20, press enter. Now let's do our pivot. I'll go my top view first. I will get rid of all of these dimensions, don't really need them. I'll use this line in order to trim this oops, this one, so. Or you can use the bottom one if you wish, it doesn't really matter. Now I will delete all of this, get rid of my center line, and draw another line to join these two. We'll make sure that I'm on a different layer, so I'll go from hidden lines to 0, type in line, and draw a solid line across. I want to apply the trim tool again, right click, doesn't let me trim this line. Oh, it's a single line, so I'll delete it. I'll delete these two lines as well, and we should have this shape. So be careful now. As I explained in the previous video, if we now try to turn this into a solid, if I try to revolve it, type in revolve, select it, press enter, select the revolution axis. If I now try to revolve it, it will more likely, for some reason, is revolving it as a solid, but in the previous Autocad versions, it's probably because this is all joined. So I'll try to explode it. So I have now exploded all of these by now. Highlight it, revolve. Yes, so you can see now it is revolving the lines, but they are hollow because it's just revolving single lines into a surface. So it would be a hollow surface model. Sometimes it's actually good to have surfaces instead because it makes the model lighter, so your computer needs less resources to virtualize the model. But in this case, we're going to focus on solid modeling, so I'm going to apply the join command. Also, for peace of mind, it's always good to use Control-1 to open the properties, and at the bottom, Autocad will tell you if the profile is whether it's closed or not. Because a common mistake to make, let's say, if I make a copy of this, if I now explode it, if by any reason as you can see, I've opened a little gap, but obviously it's impossible to tell by eye that the lines are not mating completely. So if for any reason I try to join this, Autocad will join it, even though there are some gaps in between. So I can try to join this tool again. Yeah, so it is joined, but if I go on Control-1, Autocad will tell me that it is indeed not closed. So when I try to revolve this profile, even though it's joined, it may give me trouble. It didn't happen in this case, but it's always good to make sure that your models are closed. So I'll revolve it now. Select your axis of revolution, and now type in 360. So now I'll change the color as according to my properties earlier. Well, I can actually do that at the end, so I'll leave it for now. We can now do the same with the wheel. We can either choose between, before we go on to the wheel, let's do the wheel brush. So we can either repeat the same step. So we have to do two of them anyway, so we can do them that way. So I'll draw a line from center to center. I'll use my line. I'll trim everything under that line. So shift right click, trim that, delete that. Now I can draw another line from here to here. I'll select my line underneath, delete it, delete this line. I'll actually leave this line. I'll tell you why in a second. I'll use trim again, right click, delete this, highlight the profile, join it. So now we've got, let's check our properties, Control 1. Yes, it is indeed closed, so we can use the revolve tool. So I selected the part before I applied the command. That's why it's asking us for the axis straight away. If you haven't selected it, you type in revolve. Autocad will ask you to select the object first, press enter, specify the axis, and now just type in 360. So that's our part done. The other way of doing it would be if we use the press pull command. So we can press pull this area by 10 and this area by 4. The only problem is now we have two different solids. If we want to turn them into one, we can just use the solid union command. That will turn them into a single object. So we have our two units now. We have to make the wheel. So you can either choose to get half a section, so a quarter section view, and revolve it around, or you can just apply your press pull. So in this case, it's probably going to be quicker to use press pull. So we know that that region, oops, not that region, press pull. I'll delete all of these lines first. They are interfering. Now use the press pull command. Select this area. So we know that is 10. So yeah, that's going to be it's going to be a bit problematic because it's doing it in one direction. So we would have to move around, and I was thinking about it. It's probably going to be easier in this case to just get the section. So we actually have it drawn. You can just delete these few lines and use these to revolve. Select the section, press enter, select this center as the rotational axis, and now 360 degrees. That's it, job done. Now we can probably make our pivot, wheel bush, washer, pin. We just have our spindle and bracket left. So let's make the spindle first, which will be the easiest one to do. So let's extrude EXT. Let's extrude this shape by 70 mil. Now we'll use 3D rotate, which is here, and now that allows me to rotate the part. So the next thing that we'll be doing is I will get a couple of pins. So I will copy this pin. I'll use shift right click, 3D snap, center of face. Now when I hover over it, I should be able to see. I'll shift right click, 3D snap. You should be able to see a blue dot. There we go, that's the blue dot, that's the center of the cylinder. And now I can use shift right click again, 3D object snap, center of face, and paste it on the center of this face. Okay, so given that information, we know that the center of this circle is 5 plus the radius, which is 1.5, so this is 6.5 in that direction. So you can either use your use this to move it around, or I'm going to use the move command. So type in move, specify a base point anywhere, move it in the direction, and then you type in 6.5, press enter. So our object is already there. Now I will mirror it on the other side. So I will type in mirror. I'll use shift right click, 3D object snap, center of face, hover over the object until I find the actual center. Autocad is struggling to find at the moment. Find the center of this face, center of that face. No, if you click on it straight away, you will find it. And now I'm going to draw my line. Erase source objects now. So we've got our spindle with the 2 pins. So now I'm just going to use solid subtract. So type in subtract, select object to subtract from, press enter, select objects that you want to subtract with, press enter, job done. You could also have drawn the circle, so use press pull to do the same job. Anyway, so let's move on with the bracket. So we can always extrude this part. So let's join all of this together. So I'll use the join command. So we could extrude this all the way up and then make this rectangle on top separately. Or I could teach you how to use the intersect command, which will do the same job in one move. So let's try that out. So I'll apply this to use the join command again. So I'll use join. So what I will do, I'll apply the trim command, trim this line here, this line here. I'll select this, join it. So that's now joined. And now I will apply the same here. I will apply the trim command, right click, trim this line. I'll delete the dimensions with this dimension as well. So create less confusion. But that is done. We can select this, this one, join them again. Okay, so let's use Control 1 to check the properties to see whether it is closed or not. Yes, it is closed. Let's check that one as well. Yes, it is also closed. So what I will do now, I will use (3D) rotate. So specify base point. This is going to be the base point, and I'm going to rotate. I'm going to click on the green axis, which is my y-axis. Specify start angle, so it's going to be this angle, and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees in this direction. And now the following thing I will do is I'm going to extrude this profile all the way up. Don't worry about the distance. Now I will do the same with this. Again, don't worry about the distance. So I've got our profiles extruded, and now I will use the intersect, solid intersect command. So select the two objects that you want to intersect and press enter. So magic, we've now got the object that we wanted. So we can now draw our holes. So what I will do in this case is I'll draw a circle. C, enter. I need to check the height of that. Height of that was 20. So I'll snap on the midpoint and then pull my mouse up in the same direction. Type in 20. Press enter. And now the radius is 5. The diameter is 10. So there we go. We've got our mark for the hole. Now we can do the same at the top. So we know that at the top is right at the center and it goes down 16 mil. So I'll type in C, hover over the midpoint of the face first. Make sure the face is highlighted in blue and then move your mouse down to track. I'm going to type in 16, and now my circle was also 10, I guess, 10 mil diameter, so I'm working on radius, so 5 mil radius, 5, enter. Okay, so I'll now use the press pull command. Type in press pull, select bounded area, so click inside the circle and pull it down. That's it, that's our hole done. And now we'll do the same with the second one. Up to there. Escape. If by any chance it comes up extruded as a solid, it's because you didn't click inside the bounded area. So if you struggle too much with that, do what we did in the first, when we did the washer, that we use solid subtract to subtract it from it. So that trick will work as well. And now I can rotate my part upwards. So will be around the x-axis, so select the red one and rotate it upwards. Okay. So we've 3D modeled all the parts. In the next video, I will show you how to assemble all of these parts together. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.